Hi everyone, Sarah here. I'm afraid it's not a very good report for this week. Made some mistakes and learnt some lessons. So on Saturday, as you know, last week I'd been drinking and not been very good, but had gotten away with it on the Sunday. But basically after that, it kind of caught up, and then I had another event on the Tuesday, which just set things back further, and so my sugars have been around 5.2 the whole week until this morning, and then my ketones have been right down on the edge of not being out of ketosis altogether. So I think the lowest was 0.2, which is right on that point. So it's been a bit of a struggle to get back, because basically after the event on Tuesday I had a bad day on Wednesday, feeling hungover, and just went back to all those comfort foods which are completely not keto. So yeah, it's basically taken 4 days to get back, and I think tomorrow my ketones will be up properly. So they jumped by 0.2 today, and the glucose had gone down to 4.4, which is what it was when my ketones were really high. But yeah, I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about it. It's something I now know that if I have something that's a cheat or whatever, that it might take some time to get back, but I'm trying to keep my eye on the prize for the longer term. So I've that if this is the worst that happens for a couple of years or something until I'm down, then that's okay. That it'll just set me back a week, but in the long grand scheme of things, that's not too much considering how long I've been overweight. And it's just basically acknowledging that beating yourself up, and I think a lot of people that have been overweight for their whole lives, self-loathing is quite an easy thing to come up with, quite sort of default position, and that hasn't been productive for me in the past. So what's the point really, to just think. So yesterday I was proud because I was really determined to get my bloods back to where they should be. So I went to a friend's for a movie night, and they had homemade honeycomb ice cream and chocolate cake, which I insisted on refusing, and people just don't understand, if they've never been overweight, that you can't just have a little bit, or that you don't want it. So they tried to get me to have it quite seriously, and I said no and held firm. So I thought that was good. So I suppose there's something, and that I don't have any big events coming up, so it sounds like I'm a bit of an alcoholic because of the last couple of weeks, but really those are the biggest events that I've had for the entire year, and that it's not a common thing for me, so that I can get back and concentrate on my next thing that I've got in the works is on the 26th of November. So from now until the 26th of November, I'm going to try and stick 100% to keto, and be really careful, and maybe on the 26th of November I won't even stray, but it's just sort of one of those red flag days that I've got coming up, where a friend leaves Tonga, so it's a farewell party. I'm just going to really concentrate this week on sticking to my macros, and behaving myself, and trying to up my water again, because I just struggled, I suppose because everything had been thrown out of whack. I just struggled this week with a lot of the normal things, so that water consumption didn't feel easy anymore, and it's just something I need to work on more consciously next week and build that back up and start to be feeling really good again. So I did put on 300 grams, which is, considering that I went way off track in the middle of the week. It's only been 4 days. It could have been a lot worse. I'm keeping a cumulative tally of my weight loss. So that's a loss of, I think, what is it? 4.9 kilos for 3 weeks. So that's still really awesome. So I'll try and keep my focus on that, even though I do feel pretty crap about it. But let's focus on 4.9 over 3 weeks. Then that's awesome progress. And before starting this, I would have been really stoked with those kind of results. So try and keep my eyes on the long-term goal, and not be too upset about a little bump in the road. But I hope you've all had a great week. I'll share my measurements and stuff. I haven't done them just yet because I'm waiting for my red t-shirt to dry. but I expect they will have gone up slightly or stayed pretty much the same. But I'll share them after this, and my weight and everything. But hopefully have a good report for next week. But yeah, thanks. Bye.
Atakaw, iyakunga atala.